Pravorovka, and I think that's a pretty good choice for them. They seem to like their light and medium tanks, just like a lot of other clans, but some of these players have been past members of past really good top clans, PG, TNG, just to name a few. So these guys definitely know and love to play their mediums and their light tanks. So let's see how they're gonna go ahead and play this out. So I am here with Vengeance Gaming, and it looks like they're gonna be going to the middle of Pravorovka, gonna try and get some scouts off in the middle of the map, and I think this is a pretty good choice. They have 3 T-54 lightweights and 1398 AMX Chaffee, so they have a lot of light tanks. Those lightweights can give a lot of power. It looks like the corruption guys are going to go ahead and maybe try to push the ball a little bit, which is a risky move for them because they only have 2 lightweights. The 2 LTTBs, fair enough, are great tanks, but when going up against a higher tiered light tank like a 1390, they will probably get shredded, so they have to be careful. Frazzle Fallout back there in his Yak Panther 2. If he manages to land any shots on any of these lights, the odds are it will penetrate. That Yak Panther 2 has a nasty 128mm, 490 average damage, and 246 pen, which is hyper pen for this sort of tier 8 matchmaking. So it looks like they might have spotted Frazzle. Yep, Frazzle getting shot at a little bit, but it looks like he's in a good spot. Takes a little bit of damage there from what I believe to be a T-54 lightweight. So right now the teams are just setting up along the mid-ridge, just getting some fire and trying to whittle down some health early on in the game. And this, in my opinion, is the most important part of the match, the very beginning. Who's going to get the spots off, and who's going to use those spots to get the most damage. This early damage really matters because when the teams decide to go in and push, when push comes to shove, you need that HP. So we have Kona Dog over here trying to get some shots into the corruption guys. The LTTB is getting a little bit aggressive, poking up on the hill. But it looks like they're gonna all go ahead and stay in that dip. They know that they're being watched. Frazzle over there only taking 1 hit so far. Nobody else taking any damage. What I would really like to see is I'd maybe like to see the 1390 rotate to the back of the tracks and maybe get some side shots in from the rear. Maybe put some cap pressure. But let's see how Vengeance plays it, because right now Vengeance has total map control. If you look at the positioning, Vengeance can easily control about 3/4 of the map, whereas Corruption only controls the 1, 2, and 3 lines. The T-32 is trying to get some more fire in, but it looks like no shots have landed so far. Oop, there we go. Bird of Death takes a shot. Ooh, wow. Slick takes a lot of fire there in the AMX Chaffee. Not a lot of hit points there, and he's out of the game. So Vengeance is out there, AMX Chaffee. This was a good spot for him, but I feel like he didn't need to be here just for the fact that his team was already on this mid-ridge spotting. So the light tanks are now moving down the 1 line. They took a little bit of damage there. Mass Shadow and Finny took some hits. That's worse for Finny because he's only a tier 7. However, the LTTB does have some robust armor, as it turns out. Frazzle taking a few hits, none penetrating though. Light tanks moving down now. They need to get off the main road unless you're going to do a push. Mass Shadow is getting focused down very hard, and it's an all-out push by Corrupt, putting some fire into the T-32s, but here come the light tanks. Great ram by Booze and Bacon, getting Mass Shadow out of there, but the T-32s are being focused down right now. Milo took a big 450 shot from the Yak Panther 2. Vengeance is holding strong right now. 1390 takes out Greedy Boar UK, but Milo's on very low health. Yep, there he goes. He falls. Corruption taking out 2 tanks now, making the score even. Let's see if they can keep it up. The Yak Panther 2 has to be very careful at where he lands his shots. He needs to try and take out Booze next. That 490 alpha damage might just take him out. Booze is now on a 1-shot kill for the T-32s. Yep, and he gets taken out by the Yak Panther 2. They need to focus down that Yak Panther 2. Has the least amount of hit points and probably the best gun out here. Taking a lot of damage. He takes out Pro Trolls. That super high alpha at tier 8, really deadly for these light tanks. And there you go, he falls. But these T-32s are still on nearly full health, but so are the light tanks. But they're focusing down the T-54 lightweight, which is a very smart choice because the lightweight, unlike the 1390, will have a sustained DPM and therefore is more dangerous. It's a very good choice by Corruption to focus them down. But now the 1390s reloading. 1390s needs to sit there and get his shots in it and then run off because the T-54 lightweight's about to fall. A pretty bad missed shot there, unfortunate for him. And despite the odds, it looks like... Wow. Vengeance, they had the upper hand here, but I'll tell you what. Frazzle followed, and that Yak Panther 2 was a big factor in this game. That big 490 average alpha coming in, taking a swing at the enemies. Absolutely deadly. 1390's trying to get away. I feel like Vengeance had the advantage here, but I feel like whenever they saw all these light tanks coming over, there maybe should have been a counter push with some lightweights towards the other side of their first match here. So let's see how they're going to play it. This time I am with the corruption guys, and both teams actually corrected me. I've been calling corruption corrupt, and I've been calling vengeance just V because I was a pleb and I didn't know their names. So now I'm calling them by their full names per their request. So thank you for correcting me, because I am not too good at life or streaming. I'm bad. I'm horrible. Alright. So the corruption guys, looks like they're sticking with their same setup as last time. 2 T-32s, 254 lightweights, 1 Yak Panther 2 and 2 LTTBs. Vengeance has chosen 3 lightweights, 2 T-32s, 150-100, interesting choice. I feel like that's a bit better than a 1390. And an AMX Chaffee. So let's see how they're going to play this one out. Corruption is going to go ahead and send their T-32s and other lights to the mid-ridge, and they're going to get some scouting done. Meanwhile, it looks like, who is this way over here? I would imagine this is probably the AMX Chaffee. Yep. Slick Killer on that hill. I would like to see Slick come through here and go to the rear of the tracks and get some damage, but it seems like both teams are hesitant to do that. Maybe they think they're going to counter each other and maybe risk losing a tank like that. So they're not pushing that option too much, but I feel like they definitely should be pushing that option. Alright, so both teams just in a stalemate right now, have each other spotted. Vengeance has 5 tanks in one pocket of the middle, which is interesting. Maybe they're going to plan a push, but nope. Okay, it looks like one of the lightweights is going to go ahead and move over towards the other T-32 Kona. And like I said, I really feel like this AMX Chaffee up here, Slick Killer, he should already be down here in the rear, putting shots into these guys as a bit of a distraction and to get some early damage off. The T-32s are moving towards the middle of the map right now. Maybe going to try and get some shots on these light tanks and the other T-32. Okay, yep, they definitely see each other right now. Let's see if any shots would be traded. Nope, Troll looks like he could have gotten shot. And there we go, Slick finally putting some shots in. Puts in 2 shots to Bird of Death. So it looks like Slick, he's chosen to take the long-range approach, very long-range, shooting all the way from the cliff, landing 2 out of 3 shots there. So excellent shots by him. A little bit of early damage on the T-32s is always helpful. Okay, yep, the corruption guys are doing the exact same thing they did last game, moving down the one line to get an advantage, to get behind the road and get ready to push. The T-32s are now poking on the mid-ridge, and this is where we need to see Vengeance really come together and counter this. Mr. Crowley goes in a little bit prematurely. His team isn't there yet, so let's see if that's going to be bad for him. He gets shot once, twice, and then gets tracked. He's taking a lot of damage right now. He's definitely the focus of attention right now. Crowley taking 2 more shots, T-32's 90mm, and then Kona takes him out. Vengeance and Corruption trade a tank. I think they're both lightweights. The LTTBs are now coming into the battle with those 85mm. Got some ramming action going on. Corruption takes out Pro Troll. Ooh, Kona and Lord Rodius both fall. Oh, sorry, kill 2 Corruption guys. And there's that Yak Panther 2 again with that super high alpha, taking out about half of Kona's health. LTTB, oh, nope. Bird of Death finishes him off. So Corruption has a 1-tank advantage right now. Lord Rodius on the escape gets tracked and then gets set on fire. It looks like he, yep, has a manual fire extinguisher, so didn't quite get that out in a timely fashion. The LTTB coming in here, trying to get some finishing damage here. Here comes Frazzle. Frazzle is still on full health, which is very, very good, because this big alpha is really going to save them now. The T-32 comes in. I feel like that's a bit of a rush move. I feel like he should have stayed behind the cliff. Now Old Man Slow is in a 3v1 situation, 4v1 with a fire. Frazzle about to take him out. Yep, gets taken out, and all we have left is Slick Killer. So it seems like Vengeance is being a little bit timid this game. I would have expected them to play a lot more aggressively here. As I said, maybe sending tanks along the railroad lines to get some more flanking fire. Maybe being in one place all at once, but it seems like they're a little bit spread out right now, a little bit frazzled, as it turns out. It's like Killer dodging all the shots, but it looks like he gets tracked, and here comes Frazzle. Frazzle wants him. That big 490 damage gun. Let's see if he's going to get him. Takes a shot. Oh, Frazzle just overturns. It's really hard to track with the Yak Panther 2 because of its horrible gun traverse. I mean, gun arc, my bad. LTTB trying to find the AMX Chaffee, and Frazzle takes him out with the premium round, which has about 300 pen. So GG Frazzle, making sure. It is now 2-0. Alright, so I am here with the Corruption guys. They have chosen the field 2 5100s, 2 110s, 2 IS3s, and AMX Chaffee. Vengeance has chosen to field 3 IS3s, 1 lightweight, 1 T32, 1 5100, and 1 AMX Chaffee. I feel like Corruption has a more synergized setup because the 110 and the IS3 are 2 very similar tanks, both pretty well frontal armor tanks, and both have decent side armor, and both have good turrets. Only difference being that the 110 has much higher DPM due to its 100mm gun compared to the IS3's 122mm gun. So it looks like Vengeance is going to go ahead and watch Banana. They're going to send a few tanks down Banana. 1 IS3 and 1 T32 are going down Banana right now. I feel like Corruption is actually... They have a good spot, but they need a push down the railroad line. If they stay there and let Vengeance get around them, they will be in a lot of trouble because they can be attacked from a lot of angles. And yep, here comes the IS-3. Probably going to start finding those 110s soon. Let's see if he spots them. Yep, I think they have spotted them. Who is this? Old Man Slow moving down. He has definitely spotted those 110s now. The 110s have also, looks like they've spotted the light tank up there. Who is that in the AMX Chaffee? Troll, or no, that's a lightweight, my bad. I'm trying to put some fire up into him. Old Man Slow here on the G line along with those 2 110s, trying to find a shot. I don't think he can though. This is a pretty tough spot to get a shot from. A little bit of damage being traded there, and here comes Corruption finally getting a push on, and Lord Rodius in the 5100, who is all alone right now, is very I'll use the word screwed. And here comes Old Man Slow in his IS-3 getting very focused fire, already down about 1000 HP, and he is just disintegrated by Corruption. Oh wow, I feel like Vengeance just hasn't had the synergy they need to yet. So now they're going to go ahead and push on Milo. Milo's in a very bad situation. The T-32 has decent DPM, but he definitely can't hold off 5 or 6, all 6 heavy tanks by Corruption. Puts in another good shot, but yep, here comes its death. He's about to get penned. 359 roll from the IS-3. Puts a 240-something roll into Frazzle. Frazzle now going for the flank. Opens them up for the rest of the team. Gets a big 440 one roll, and Milo disappears from the map. Booze and Bacon now over here at Kona, and their IS-3 is going to try and get some flanking done. They have to be careful though. Lord Rodius opening up on Zale, misses his second shot. If he would have snipped that shot, that would have been very good. Because you don't want to waste shots in a clip of an autoloader, especially 5100. Pro Trolls takes out Finny at the cap. So now they don't have any light tanks to defend that cap circle, so Corrupt needs to really turn back and kill all these guys quick. Corruption does have a big HP advantage right now. So I feel like they really need to push that because, yep, there you go. The light tanks are going to go ahead and hop on the cap. Very good move by Vengeance. And they're also sending the AMX Chaffee back, which is the exact right thing to do. These tanks right here need to haul it back to the base. They're also going to send Lord Rodius back because they realize how much of an HP deficit they have right now. And their only option is really to cap. And honestly, I think they're going to get it unless they can sneak in a shot on the 5100. Let's see if they're going to do it. 2 good shots into Lord Rodius, but no killing shot there. They needed a killing shot, so let's see if it's how it's going to work out. The IS-3s are motoring down. Only 10 seconds left to reset the cap. Let's see if they can do it. Yep, they reset the cap. Corruption probably has this now. Pro Trolls takes out Frazzle. Bird of Death takes out Flick, and it is now 54 lightweight on IS-3. Pro Trolls trying to just stay behind the IS-3, but he gets taken out by the 5100. The Lord Rodius takes out Zale, and now Zale is all alone. This was a good try by Vengeance, but they just lost too many HP. They just lost too much HP there.
Great job, man. Great job, man.
Some of their main runners weren't able to play, so they have some of their substitutes, and the subs really are showing their inexperience. But that's, I mean, that is completely understandable as well. They're subs, so they probably haven't played as much. But definitely Corruption has their probably most of their main roster here, and they are definitely showing that up 3-0 right now.
All right, man. We got enemies in the area. You either have to take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll.
Alright, so I'm here with Vengeance. Okay. Oh, my controller just died. That's weird. Said I have full battery. Alright, plug that in. There we go. Typical Blink, always ready. Alright, so it looks like Corruption are going to go ahead and do a 2-line push down the tracks. A very popular choice with almost all their heavy tanks. Actually, all their heavy tanks. And probably the 5100, yep, going to be staying back. As it turns out, both teams are doing the exact same thing, so let's see how both teams are going to get stuck in here. Some good damage being traded right now. Corruption's lost about 1200 HP. Vengeance is still on a good amount of health. I think he bled about 900 HP. Alright, now it's closer to 1200, maybe 1500 now, so both teams are on pretty even HP. A big 1500 roll. 400 roll in a Bird of Death. Bird of Death trying to get behind Frazzle now so he doesn't take a shot. He bounces a shot from the rear of him. That might have been a teammate. And yet that Lord Rodius waiting. Oh, he misses his opportunity there, unfortunately, to get that IS-3 out of the game. The 110s are now pushing hard on the V Clan heavies. Or V Clan. Vengeance, sorry. Have it. Kona's now backing up. Doesn't want to take any more shots that he doesn't have to take. Zale now moving up in that 5100 along with Reaper. Having two 5100 is a great choice here, but I feel like they should both be doing what Zale was doing and maybe try and flank. But now they have... Now Corruption has chosen to field all 3 tanks. Or, sorry, Vengeance has fielded all 3 light tanks on the cap, which is going to split up the Corruption forces. But unfortunately for them, Corruption do have 2 5100s and an AMX Chaffee. So let's see how they're going to get back here and defend. They only have 12 seconds. They need to haul their booties back here, and I actually don't think they're going to do it. I think Vengeance made the right call. And yes, they did. Base captured. Wow for Vengeance. They definitely came in here and just got the business done. So it is now 3-1 Corruption Vengeance. Oh, man. Did not sleep well last night. Alright, so I'm with Vengeance this time around, and they have 3 lightweights, 1 AMX Chaffee, 1 5100, and 2 T32s. Corruption is going to be fielding 2 LTTBs, 2 lightweights, 1 5100, 1 IS-3, and 1 110. And I feel like for Corruption, the big difference for them is going to be how their LTTBs play. The LTTBs are a great support and even a great attacking tank, but they just need to be careful about how they play because of their lack of HP. However, their 85mm guns really do pack a punch. Alright, so here we go. The lightweights are going to go ahead and move up. The whole of the Corruption team is coming towards the 1 line. So these lights better get in quickly. The AMX Chaffee and lightweight, oh god, they are caught out big time right now. They got to turn back and help them. The 2 lightweights on the hill trying to assist them from the onslaught of light tanks. Slick makes a bad driving error right there. Gets punished for it. Now down to about 2/3 health. He has to get up that hill, try and get into some cover. He takes another big one from the LTTB and gets taken out by Frazzle and his lightweight. Luckily, he blocks 2 shots for Troll right there, even though he really didn't mean to. And now we have the 5100 coming in, putting some good shots into Mass Shadow. And yep, old man Slow gets taken out very badly right there. It's super bad to lose a 5100 that early, and the heavy tanks that were coming from the hill are just a little too slow, and I feel like, yep, Corruption is really pushing on Vengeance right now. But now here come the heavies. Vengeance manages to take out Bird of Death, evening up the scores a little bit more, but now here are the heavy tanks, and these heavy tanks are going to have to get in here quicker because Corruption is really pushing on their light tanks. The Vengeance lights are now in a full retreat right now, trying to get into any cover they can find. These heavy tanks have to push a little bit more before the enemy heavies get up here because they're still on a good amount of health. And the Corruption 5100 is still on full health, and that's super bad for them. For Vengeance. Losing Bacon still on about half health in his lightweight. Kona on a one-shot kill in his lightweight. Mass Shadows on a one-shot kill in his 110. But it looks like Reaper finds Kona. And now here comes Reaper in that 5100. And, oh god, Booze and Bacon is about to get double teamed by a lightweight and an LTTB. Krausel's on a one-shot kill. Let's see if he can get him out of the game, though. Gets him out of the game. The LTTB is going to... Oh, he doesn't quite get the high roll he's looking for. Let's see if he can take him out. Yep, he takes him out before he can even reload. Shows you how good of a DPM that LTTB has. And now it is all downhill for Vengeance. They just don't have the hit points anymore to sustain. Mere Silk falls, and all that is left is Milo. Milo, same thing. And here we go. Crowley moving up, trying to get a final shot at him, but I think the LTTB is going to probably end up finishing off Milo. Nope. Crowley sneaks in the shot. Good plays by Corruption. They rushed together as a team, and that really paid off for them. So it is now... Alright, guys. There we go. Corruption versus Vengeance. This possibly could be the last game. Corruption has the match point up 4-1. Alright, so I'm here with Reaper and his 5100, and I'm with the Corruption guys. Vengeance definitely on the back foot today. Just didn't get a good start. Haven't been playing too well. Some of their main players, their top fraggers, just aren't here today, which is unfortunate for them. But it looks like Vengeance is going to go ahead and give up the hill or give up the valley. Going to be sending Troll over there to get some vision. And Troll might just run head first into these heavy tanks if he's not careful. Let's see if he does. He's looking for a shot on the IS-3. I think they know he's there. The Vengeance has set up on the middle of the map towards the cliff. Or not the cliff, just towards the middle hill, I guess. Oh god, Twitch chat right now is hilarious. Alright, so we have the Vengeance heavy tanks. Mere Silk's taking a little bit of damage. They're now going to be moving up, trying to assault the Corruption heavy tanks. The light tanks are moving around the other side of this mass right here, this rock. And it looks like we're going to have light tanks on light tanks and heavy tanks on heavy tanks. Here comes Mere Silk and his T-32. Kind of going up against a side-scraping IS-3. IS-3 misses his shot. Mere Silk bounces another one, puts one into the IS-3. IS-3 takes 2 shots, takes 3 shots there. 5100 probably going to focus down Lady Golem. Lady Golem takes another shot. She's not in a good position, and she is already out of the game. And now over here we have the lightweights going on a full-on brawl. Kona's on pretty low health right now. Vengeance need to try to cover up Kona. One more shot and Kona's about to be out of the game. LTTB might finish him off. Yep, and he falls. But right now the Vengeance light tanks are beating up on the Corruption light tanks, but the Vengeance heavies, looks like they're doing pretty well against the Corruption heavies. Corruption's in a lot of trouble right here with their light tanks. Greedy Boy UK only one left over here, and his LTTB along with Finney. Both lightweights have fallen. And yep, Greedy Boy UK bites the dust. Just can't fight off these tier 8 light tanks. And also Old Man Slow in the 5100 came back here to support. And yep, Select Killer falls to Finney. And Mere Silk takes out its Reaper.
Let's get out of here.
Alright then. ready, guys. The chat is filled with dongers and funny memes, the memes. And we are here on Mines. This is game 7 now. Vengeance doesn't quite want to fall to Corruption yet, so they're on a little bit of a comeback here. Let's see if they can pick up the 2 rounds on Mines. Maybe this game will be closer than we originally thought. So all the Corruption guys are going to be going to the hill along with all the Vengeance guys. So we're pretty much just going to set up the camera here and watch the Mania unfold. Alright, let's see. Readyboy UK taking about half his health and damage. A lot of shots being traded right now. The Vengeance light tanks coming up in a perfect line there. Now they're all just pretty much stuck on the hill shooting each other, but here come those 2 5100s. Let's see if they can dish out the damage. They have to do it quick, however. They can't be afraid to push up to the hill. Corruption takes out Pro Trolls. And it looks like we're just having a bit of ring around the rosy right now. The Vengeance light tanks are in a weaker position on the hill. Kona is now on a one-shot kill. Bird of Death rams one of the 54 lightweights, Booze and Bacon. And now Mere Silk falls. But Corruption gets taken out by Booze. But Kona falls, and now Booze is all alone against 3 tanks. He has to try and get off the hill. He bounces his shot, unfortunately, off the LTTB, which has actually fairly good frontal armor. One more shot into Finney. Yep, he takes out Finney, but this is probably the end of the road for him. He might be able to put in one more to frazzle, but he can't quite do it. So let's see how these 5100s are doing here in the middle. They really got to start dishing out some more damage. Milo is now in a very tough spot. I feel like these 5100s should have already pushed by now, but their tank advantage is so high right now. It definitely looks like Corruption is going to go ahead and have this one. The lightweights are coming in all over Milo, and Milo gets, just gets ripped right there. And all that's left is Slick Killer and his AMX Chaffee. So GG to Corruption, really showing their dominance here against Vengeance, making this a win for Corruption, 5-2. GG Corruption.